How do you choose what actually sells and not what you want to write? Now, what makes a topic sellable? You must be able to define a clear problem. Okay, of all the problems in the world, you must be able to identify one or two that you're actually trying to sell, that you're actually trying to solve rather, with that book. So before you start writing at all, make sure your content is going to solve a problem. Now, you must have a specific audience in place. Even in marketing, you must have a target audience. Who am I writing this book to? Who am I targeting with this book? Whose problem am I trying to solve? Okay, you've identified the problem you want to solve. Now, the next question is that you must be able to point out a particular audience that you are targeting that book to. For instance, if you are writing a book on marriage, you must be able to define a certain type of audience within a particular location, a particular age bracket, and with some particular demographics of, okay, these are the kind of people that my book is targeted at. It's not, you can't solve all the problems in the world with one book. The most important thing is that identify that specific person, no matter how narrow you do the targeting, that this book is going to solve their problem, because that will be the basis of your marketing. Now, the third is the willingness to pay. Now, this is your particular audience. Are they the kind of people that buy books? Now, when you look at the market trends, when you do your market research, the people you are targeting, you're trying to profile solution to their problems. Do they buy this solution? This is why you use data analysis tools, you use AI to look for reports on how much people are spending looking for solution to that particular problem that you are trying to solve. That will give you an insight into if this book is going to be profitable or not, because data is very important and you have to leverage on it in order to sell. Now, there's a difference between sellable and unsellable ideas. Let me try to explain what this means. What are sellable ideas? Sellable ideas are ideas that solves a problem. There's a particular problem in place and there's a solution that comes to it. Now, people have that problem, they are looking for solution. It won't be so difficult for them to spend their money to get the solution to the problem that they have. Now, where the unsellable ideas comes in are ideas that are too broad, that are unclear, that are ambiguous in nature, not specific. You can't pick up this book and say, okay, this is the particular problem that this book is trying to solve. You can't read about the book, you can't read the summary and get a glimpse of what problem. Even fiction solve a particular problem. So you must be able to identify a problem, be clear, and be specific in nature. So what exactly is the problem you're trying to solve? You must be able to be specific with it, not too broad, not trying to solve 10 problems in one book. What matters is find one problem, solve it to the best of your ability. Okay, now you found the problem that you want to solve, right? And you started writing, you started developing the solutions to it. But then let's take a look at how you plan on selling. Now, there's the evergreen and there's the trending. Now, if you look at it, there are some fictional and even non-fictional books that they've been published years ago, even decades ago, and they are still selling till now. Those are evergreen books, they are evergreen content, they are evergreen ideas. They are those that focus on trending issues. For instance, let's say you publish a book on democracy, on Nigerian political system during the election time. Those kind of books are trending because at that particular time, election is going on. And now look at it. Those kind of books, the next 4 years, election is coming again. So there is still a possibility to push out your marketing structure for that same book at that particular time again. Those are now look at, for instance, you would agree with me that in this our time of the world, people are having marital issues. There's a lot of divorce and all that. If you are writing a book to solve problems that people face in their marriage, now those ones can either be trending and also be evergreen, because till Jesus comes, till the end of the world, there will always be marital problems. But right now that I'm talking to you, it's a trending topic. A lot of homes are collapsing, and now writing books in that topic means that, okay, you are focusing on the trend, and now you're also thinking long term. Now take a look at the AI is what is trending presently. Blockchain, all the writing on these things means that you are looking at the trend. Now, it's possible that in 10 years time we may not talk about blockchain anymore. I'm not a market analyst, and I'm not saying that it won't be relevant in that time. I'm saying that it is possible, because 20 years ago I don't think there was anything really sellable about blockchain then. So when you are focusing on trend, you are focusing on the short term attention. You want to use the trending topics, you want to use social media to sell your book. You want to focus on the trending topics. You are talking about finance. You want to solve the problem that a lot of people are going through at the moment. Now, there's also a place of thinking long term. You know that till the end of the world, this problem will keep on arising, and you want to solve that particular problem. In the end, what matters is that what problem are you selling? Whether a short-term problem that you can focus on trend, or a long-term problem that will continue to sell till the end of the world. What matters is what product are you selling. Now, let's say you are confused. Should I do evergreen and should I do trending? I've given a scenario where you can choose both at a time. I have this analogy that the time you spend to decide whether to go right or left, you can spend that same amount of time to find out a way to go both ways at the same time. You can achieve the two. But let's say you want to be specific, long term or trending, evergreen or trending. Now, when do you choose evergreen? Number one, when you are looking for long term sales. Now, the sales may not rush, but they are long term, which means that sometimes it might take even up to 6 months before you make your first maybe 10 sales. But you know that till the end of the world, the sales will keep coming in. Those ones are lifelong investments. You will keep on selling copies of that book. You will keep on selling, because people will continue to need it, generations upon generation. There's no end to it. So then another scenario where you can choose long term, which is evergreen, is stable relevant. You want to continue to be relevant. I won't mention authors, but you can think of authors who, like I said earlier, have written their books years ago, decades ago, and now they are still being talked about. They are still relevant till today. So if that is what you want, then you know what you should actually go for. Then there's brand building also. And when you are building a brand, you don't build a brand on trend, because the moment the trend dies, the brand dies also. You build a brand with long-term content, with long-term foresight, and that is what is important here. So if you are going evergreen, these are the scenarios where you apply those kind of books: long-term sales, stable relevance, and brand building. Now, when do you choose trending? Number one, fast visibility. Let's say this particular topic is really going on in the market. That is what people are currently talking about, and you know that this will bring me a lot of money. You are not concerned about the long time. You are not concerned about your name being mentioned in newspapers or in journals 50 years to come. That's not your business. You want to publish now and make your money now. That is where you choose trending. Fast visibility, because you are jumping on trends. You are talking about a matter that is currently being talked about, that is currently the top of the town. You can leverage on that trend and gain your visibility very fast. And also quick sales potential. Now, what that does is that if you're talking on trend, you know that if that trend lasts for 1 month, you actually have a quick sale. You begin to sell as soon as possible. However, the sale may not be long term, and that is the meaning. It is quick sales, but even that quick sales, even you will smile to the bank, because you are solving a problem that is currently trending. So another part of that is higher risk, because if you are thinking evergreen, if you are thinking long term, at least even if the first year the sale did not come, you know that by the second year or third year, with consistent marketing, the sale will come, because this content, this book is evergreen, this title is evergreen. It's something that will keep on solving problems for people now, later, or generations ahead. Now with trending, there's higher risk, because the time is short and the probability that your strategy will work is not actually 100%.
Now let's talk about the SMART strategy, which is how to combine stability and attention. Now, with what I have on my talking point here, the best strategy is not choosing one, it is combining both. Now, between stability and attention, you are confused on which one to choose. The best strategy is to choose both. I have this saying that sometimes when you are confused on which way to go, this is left, this is right, why don't you use that time to think about how to go both ways at a time? Nothing is impossible. Example, an evergreen title is personal finance. A trending angle is making money with AI. Now, this, you can actually combine this. Now, personal finance, and use the subtitle as making money with AI. This gives you a level with, using stability and also using attention. So this gives you relevance now and value later, because now you are using AI for relevance, you are using AI to get attention, but personal finance will always offer value, whether in this era of AI, and if it's possible that AI becomes irrelevant later, no one can say. But personal finance will always be a problem people need solution to, whether now or later. So now let's talk about the pain, demand, and solution framework. Let me identify it for you. The pain, the demand, and the solution. What is the pain? The problem you are trying to solve. What is the demand? The existing data that proves that people are already paying for that solution. And what is the solution? Your own perspective, your unique perspective as solving that problem. With what I have on my talking point here, this is the simplest way to validate any book idea. Now you have to break it down. Number one, pain. What problem is your reader facing? Number two, demand. Are people actively looking for solution to this problem? Then number three, solution. Can your book clearly solve that problem? And remember, I will make reference to that in subsequent session, but then I mentioned the unique point. What solution does your book have to this particular problem that has not been explored already? So now the key line is, if one of this is missing, your book will struggle. You have to check these three things. Identify the pain, make it as clear as possible, validate the demand, know that this solution is in demand, then offer the solution. Walk through a quick example for that. Pain, students struggling with focus. Demand, search for productivity tips. Solution, a book specifically for students. Notice how clarity increases at every step. What is the key takeaway? Don't just write what people need and we pay for. This is the shift you need to make. You are not just expressing, you are solving. A profitable book starts before you write a single word. Let's talk about the transition. Now you are turning your idea into a strong book concept. Now that you know what makes an idea profitable, the next step is turning the idea into something structured and market ready. Join me in the next class.